with the first panel session, and just wanted to say thank you very much to the ECN and to TTG for hosting this this really exciting couple of days. Actually, the ECN's been a really good innovation for expedition cruising, so it's great to see so many people here today. My name's Josh Dewing. I'm the Managing Director of AE Expeditions. You may know us as Aurora Expeditions too. We are the same company. We have a different trading name in the UK and Europe, which is AE, just to clear that up. And I used to run a travel agency myself that focused on luxury and expedition. So I'm kind of very keen on working with agents and making sure you get as much as you can from sessions and days like this. So just to give you a little bit of a background, just one other thing. Quite a few of the slides have dropped from this presentation, which is probably an error on my side. So we are going to put the full presentation in the AE room. So if there are a little bit of disjointed flips, it's because there's a few slides that are missing in terms of the narrative and continuity, but we can work through that. Okay, so the EMEA team is based around 4 of us, and then we have a supporting inside sales reservations department too, which has 3 people working based in the UK. So the team is comprised of myself. As I said, I'm the MD for EMEA, and we have Andy, who is at this event today as well. He's Senior Business Development Manager. Then we have Katie, who's also Business Development Manager, and Karen, who is in sales support. So if you're working with us, you'll probably be speaking to one, if not all 3 of these people. They're a great team. They've got a fantastic experience. In fact, Katie and Karen have been to both the Antarctic and the Arctic on expeditions in the last 12 months, and Andy has just come back from Greenland. So they are very knowledgeable and very skillful if you need any help with anything. History and heritage is really important at AE. We're actually over 30 years old, and as a company, we pioneered a lot of elements of expedition cruising. We are Australian owned. We were founded by a relatively legendary explorer, mountaineer, Greg Mortimer, and his wife. And the founding principles of AE Expeditions really run through to the company today. Greg Mortimer is still very much on hand, and he was actually expedition leader on a number of trips in the last 12 months, most recently in the Arctic season this summer. And the DNA of expedition, exploration, Greg Mortimer was the first Australian to climb Everest without oxygen. That kind of real adventurous element really runs through the business today, and you can really see it at work with our quite formidable expedition team. We're also very, very highly regarded as being passionate about sustainability, and minimum impact travel, which we appreciate, is challenging when you're visiting the polar regions. We've been 100% climate neutral for some time now, and we're looking to get further achievements this year, but it's very much part of what we do at AE. The difference for us is we have 2 purpose-built expedition ships. They carry 132 expeditioners. So in terms of size, they're pretty perfect for visiting polar regions. In Antarctica, for example, where we've got limits on how many people can land our ships, we can effectively get everyone off at the same time, because alongside our traditional program, we offer a world-leading activity program too. So we'll have 100 guests doing landings, and then we may have a group of 20-25 guests doing activities such as kayaking, scuba diving, snorkeling, stand-up paddleboarding, camping, and even rock climbing. We have expert guides that join our trips too, and we're a very relaxed atmosphere on board. There's a great camaraderie between guests, which comprises mainly of Australians, Europeans, and Americans. We also include a fair amount. I won't go through this now, but obviously if you're booking a trip with us to Antarctica, we offer a fly cruise program. Charter flights down to King George Island are included. Drinks with dinner. We have a professional photographer on every expedition. Wi-Fi is complimentary. We include pre-post hotels, transfers from the airport, and you also get a rather fitting 3-in-1 expedition parka. when you travel with us, to name many more inclusions. I've mentioned it before, sustainability is at the core of what we do. As a company, we are purpose-led. All the teams care. One of our team, Katie, has just actually become a marine medic in her own time. So she is now qualified to go and support whales and seals that get into trouble in Norfolk. So we tend to really focus our free time too on supporting where we can. And we're looking forward to a B Corp accreditation, which we hope will come later this year. We're also involved in supply chain monitoring, sustainable food programs, and many other areas within the business. So what does a typical expedition day look like? We have Zodiac cruising, we have walks and hikes. As I've said before, we have professional photographers. In fact, this is probably a good point. Gabriella, could we show the video? So basically, that was one of our photographers. We took a photography group to Svalbard about 3 months ago, actually, and one of the members of the group leader, actually took that with drone in Svalbard from the Sylvia Royal ship, and it just gives you a real snapshot of how extraordinary these destinations are, how vast, how wild, how nature is in charge. But you can get an awful lot from photography on the ships too. We have expert lectures. We're well known for the polar plunge. It's amazing how many people participate in that, whether it's Antarctica or the Arctic. We have bird watching, we're very popular with birding groups. Historical too, there's some incredible history in the Arctic and Antarctica that people are interested in. And of course, citizen science too. The expedition cruise industry has mobilized an army of scientists now, and they're providing incredibly important research and feedback to NGOs and scientific research units all over the world. It's an incredibly important part of what we do now. So just going to take you through, these are the kind of scenes and destinations you can expect to see on expedition cruises. And these are two of my colleagues, Karen and Katie, landing on sea ice in Svalbard a couple of months ago on a hosted agent FAM. So these are agents literally walking off the ship in the ocean onto frozen ice. Something that the X-bow on our ship, which is a 1A ice class strengthened bow, can do. We can push into sea ice and we can literally land you right there. So yeah, we've got some pictures here. We're used to seeing whales and seals and walruses and the iconic kings and emperor penguins down in Antarctica, and obviously the polar bears in the Arctic. We're involved in many citizen science projects, which some of them are listed here, and our passengers are very interested in getting involved with science. It's, like I said, it's become something very important with the offering here. We have lots of activities, like I've mentioned before, scuba diving groups, FIT scuba divers, kayaking is incredibly popular. We offer a trek across South Georgia in the footsteps of Shackleton, where you will actually camp out on the ice and you will follow in his footsteps and the ship will meet you on the other side of the island. We do skiing, snowshoeing, rock climbing, and lots of different activities, which have become very much a part of what AE is known for. We have two ships in the fleet. The Greg Mortimer was launched in 2019. She was the first X-bow, which has become very iconic now, passenger ship to be launched. And as I said, carries 132 passengers and is named after our co-founder, Greg Mortimer. You might be surprised with the ship, very well appointed for an expedition ship, lots of space, lots of comfort. You can really relax and have a very comfortable, enjoyable trip, but really go to the most wild and remote places in the world. We have a hydraulic viewing platform, and as I said, the ship is ice class, so you're going to move through, sea ice and so on relatively straightforwardly here. And then the second ship launched in 2022, the Sylvia Earle, named after the world-renowned marine biologist and conservationist Sylvia Earle, who proudly, we have her name on our ship, and she christened the ship in Antarctica earlier this season, which was very, very exciting for us. So she's involved with our business, and we have a climate cruise with her, which we're actually about to publish some really interesting findings on. Sylvia Earle, slightly different to the Greg, she actually has a pool and she has a science center, which is basically in the bow of the ship. So you can see the staircase on the left here, very popular area, science equipment and so on. We go to destinations all over the world. We're most well known for the polar regions, Antarctica and in the Arctic, but we have global destinations too. And we're also developing areas that are closer to home, like the British Isles, areas around Norway, Cape Verde, the Azores, and we'll be developing our programs as the company moves forward. We have a multi-destinal experience, so we have true expedition, which tends to be in the polar regions. We have discovery too, where you may do more land tours, such as British Isles, Ireland, Wild Scotland. And then we have full trekking programs too in Patagonia and in Scotland, which you can basically combine with the expedition element of the business. We're very well known for Antarctica, as I've said before. Antarctica is where the company was formed and where it was born, basically. So if you want to do Antarctica with people that really know and are expert in the field, then AE is certainly a choice for you there. This is just a great example of what our ship can do, moving through sea ice through Antarctica, and you can only imagine what it's like being on that ship and looking around and seeing just the scale and the majesty of this destination. It's mind-blowing and life-changing. So, these are slides that you can come and look at if you have time in the room. These are different areas, different things you can see at different times. It's important that you understand from your clients why they want to go somewhere, when the best time is. Do they want to see fledgling penguins? Do they want to see an abundance of whales? Do they want to see certain areas of the environment, weather formation, and so on? So it's important that you pick the right times for your guests to go, and it's exactly the same with the Arctic. The Arctic is extraordinary. It's not so well understood. There's three really main areas of Greenland, Svalbard, and the Northwest Passage that we know, but there's lots and lots to these destinations. So it's really important to research and learn and understand how they work, because they are absolutely extraordinary when you visit. And obviously, if you're lucky, you'll see the incredible polar bear. And again, if you come into our room after this presentation, you can have a look at times to go, what's right at different times, and what your clients might be looking for. Online, we have a travel agent hub. If you can remember that domain name, well done. But obviously, you can come look in the room afterwards. This is a great resource for everything you need. Image libraries, ship facts, you name it, it's there. And also, you can sign up for our newsletter. You can get all the information as often as we send it out. If you don't have Atoll, you prefer to book through a wholesaler, we work with lots and lots of wholesalers in the UK. Here's an example. So if you wanted to book through a wholesaler agent, there's many opportunities for you, and you can speak to our team and they can give you more advice there. And lastly, we have some really amazing promotions at the moment. We have a $2,000 air credit for our Antarctic 23-24 season, and we have a £1,500 air credit for our Arctic season for 2024. These are really incredible promotions for us, and that's including early booking discounts too, We also have some no single supplement offers, which are again very popular. So again, come along, have a chat with the team, go online, have a look at our hub, and we can help you from there. So that is the end of my slightly diluted presentation, although looking at the time, it's lucky that those 30 other slides were taken out. Does anyone have any questions for me? Please post them and I will do what I can. So. Any questions? Well, listen, if there's any questions, again, you can post them in the room. Me and Andy are around. We will answer anything you have, or you can come to us directly. You can come to our web hub, sign up for our newsletter. I send the Expeditioner once a month, which it's written for travel agents and it has everything that we're doing. And yeah, if there's no questions, I will hand over the microphone. Okay. Thanks very much, everyone. Hope you have a great day. Bye.